Good morning. I'd like to speak about the COVID and the procedures that are now in place at the church. And I want to assure you that I've done extensive research, looked at all the CDC guidelines, looked at all the science. And what essentially is that there are a committee on investigating what we should do to come back to the church has done an outstanding job. Procedures in place are above and beyond what is necessary because you cannot get the COVID disease from just touching a surface. You have to touch a surface that's contaminated and then with your hands or whatever, bring that contaminated glove or hand and put it either to your mucous membranes in your eyes or on your mouth. Or if you inhale it from somebody who's in close proximity. That's why the CDC says the best way, and really the way to beat the COVID virus, is to do exactly what we're doing, is to space people 6 feet apart. That stops any droplets from the air. Not singing in the church, which would spread the droplets. What we also having sanitizer, which the committee is set up there in the sanctuary for if you want to come to the in-church service, washing your hands frequently and wearing a mask. On top of that, strongly recommend that if you're not vaccinated by now, that you should get vaccinated. The other thing too is if you're ill, I do not recommend that you come to church. If you have any underlying illnesses, or if you really, after what I'm saying to you today, you still have concerns, I recommend that you still stay at home and enjoy the hybrid service, which is going to be in place for the future now. This is going to be part of what we're going to do is hybrid and in-person church in the future. Now, to address the surfaces and cleaning, the virus in the air or in your skin only lasts, if there's any droplets at all, only hours. Soft fabrics, it doesn't like soft fabrics. So anything soft like the church pews or so, the virus is not going to stay there. And remember, my emphasis that you cannot get it from just touching droplets. So you have to transmit that to your mucous membrane in your nose, your mouth, or your eyes. So if you wash your hands, if you sanitize, which we have sanitizers at the church, if you wear your mask and you're 6 feet apart, actually, based on what my experience is out in the real world here, you're probably, the church sanctuary is going to be probably the safest place for you to be, because a lot of people outside are not masking, they're not keeping 6 foot distances. You don't know if they are washing their hands or sanitizing, but all that's in place at the church, so that's not an issue. On top of that, any of the surfaces, the virus only lasts at the most 5 days. On doorknobs, maybe 9 days. So if we're meeting only once a month, the virus is already gone. Even if we met every Sunday, except for maybe the doorknobs, the virus is dead. And even if it wasn't the doorknobs, it's only at 1% of its strength. And so what we're going to do for that, and what the CDC recommends, is this regular cleaning. Nothing out of the ordinary, regular cleaning. And then on top of that, we will spray disinfectant, especially on the doorknobs. And that essentially will be over and above what you would need to prevent the COVID from spreading to touching. But then remember, you have to touch your mouth or your nose or your eyes to actually contract the virus. So just touching a surface that has the virus, it will not be transmitted through your skin into your system. That won't happen. So if you're masked, you distance, and you wash your hands and use the sanitizer. Also during communion, they have special cups and also dispensers for the bread, so that there is no handling of those utensils on Communion Sunday. And just to give you an idea, so I'm going to say Lysol and Clorox is the number one to use. Lysol especially, this is what you know from the beginning of the pandemic, and that'll be taken care of. Neil's quite capable of doing this. What the trustees are going to do is to make sure that he is safe, and that, you know, gloves and also masking, and also how to to make sure that he's safe when he cleans the spaces. But based on what I've seen, he's not, long as he's masked, long as he washes his hands, that he's fine. Even if a person we find out is contaminated, the CDC recommends that you don't even have to clean the space for another 24 hours. And we know that the virus is dead within at least 5 days. And so that means it's not an issue. So the bottom line I'm trying to say is that there's no special cleaning that has to be done. There's no special company has to come in. Neil is quite capable of doing it. There is a course which certifies persons for this. This is above and beyond what is necessary, but I'm going to personally take that course just in case to make sure that I cover all bases. But I'm quite confident that the committee that looked at the COVID procedures has done an outstanding job, that it's all in place for everyone to, if they want to come back in person. The only thing though, if you do come back in person, because we cannot sing, and remember, because the virus is spread through the air, that's why we wear these masks here distance, that there won't be any singing in the in-person service. And then even the liturgist and the minister are going to be far away. We're going to have seats and seating blocked off or even farther away from the minister and the liturgist. And so that's why we do the videos. I love playing the piano, but actually I enjoy the videos where we can actually hear singing. So we're in the process, the trustees and the technology board, of looking at screens, just like some of the other Presbyterian churches that my wife, Stacy, looked at, that we can put in the sanctuary so that people in person can enjoy the videos also that has the singing and the instruments. Right now, if you were to use your phone or we were to put something in the sanctuary, we still have to work out the details. We may get feedback onto the YouTube channel. So we're looking into that. We're also looking into security and also procedures for people who are guests in our church and how they will handle their own cleaning and the liability behind that. So everything is in progress. Screens, security through ADT possibility, the cleaning procedures, they're all there. If you want to attend, I've been to the church, the trustees have been to the church, the technology commission committee has been to the church several times. There has been no issue. So you're welcome to do that without any fear. But if you have any concerns, I just recommend that you enjoy the service online. If you have any concerns, but based on my research and stuff, it's the sanctuary is probably one of the safest, if not the safest place to be compared to what you're doing now in your interactions outside. And please, you can contact me or my wife if you have any questions. Thank you.